Hi everyone, it's Kevin with Happy Acres. This morning I took a stroll out into our nuke yard and we're starting to enter a little bit of a dearth. This is early July, so we like to come out periodically and check on our bees, see if anyone's getting robbed out or not. It doesn't take long to tell if a hive is getting robbed out. Usually it's a queenless hive, it's a weak hive. That's a little bit difference of a erratic behavior there. Get a little more activity. You start to see them go up along the seams instead of down here. That's not too bad. They're fighting it off. But every now and then you'll find a hive and you all of a sudden, whoa, what's going on here? That is not normal. Now we have these neat little entry discs here. We can rotate them around. And this one, as I came through, I went ahead and closed it off so it's in the ventilation hole. But if you're not sure, just turn it to the closed point and you'll know really quick. That is not a normal pattern. So the one right next to it, I closed it off. You see what it's doing? The bees are very calm, barely buzzing around. Those are a couple potential robbers. You might have a couple tussling. This here, you see, that's a lot of bees. They're very calm though. Just hanging out. They check each other as they come in the door. No clustering, no arguing. But again, that is a sign of robbers. Now, one thing different, this is a single. Their strength is not up to the number of frames of bees as what the doubles are. So that's why we like to come out and check those single bees, single hives. This one, unless we give it a boost in number, meaning more frames, then it will not make it. They'll just keep getting robbed out and robbed out. Another option, if you have another apiary, you can move it down the road at least 2+ miles away where there's less bees, and you'll have less issues with this. Let them build up down there, get stronger. But as long as they keep getting robbed out, you keep giving them syrup or frames of honey, they can't protect it, they'll never build their numbers. What robbers will typically do is they'll go in and they'll actually kill the queen. And again, a queenless hive is a very defenseless hive. They just let bees walk all over them. Sometimes they'll kill each other to death, but a lot of times they just take all the stores. Hope this helps everyone identify if their hive's getting robbed out. If it is, and it's a regular hive, you can use a robbing screen. Those work fantastic to shut the robbing down. The hive can build its numbers, and then eventually you can remove the robbing screen. But on a nuke, we just don't have a whole lot of options. This is another reason why we don't like to sell nukes to new beekeepers in this late of the year, because they do not have the ability, the knowledge, or the equipment to be able to take care of a hive that is getting robbed out. Again, just because you have a good number of bees on the front doesn't mean anything. It's their behavior. Big difference in there. Now this one here is getting a little bit of a tussle. You see them down here, they're fighting with each other, wrestling. Sometimes they'll kill each other, sometimes they won't. But that's a robber trying to get in. It's still not a super strong hive, or else they wouldn't be able to wrestle like that. But they are doing a good job of defending themselves. Now if you come out and you find dead bees on the bottom, on the ground, that's a sign. You'll want to look up here. They're doing really good right now, but this is definitely a hive that robbers had tested pretty good, and they're able to thwart them, but you can see they're still wanting to get in. Robbers try to get in anywhere that they can gain entry. They smell. You can see this is a crack. way too small even for small hive beetle, but it's enough to allow some odor through of the honey that's inside. So the robbers are going after that aroma. They can't get in the front door. They'll go into any place else that they think that they might be able to get into. So that's a sign that you can also look for on your hives. If you have large hives, it doesn't matter the size, that's a potential robbing issue. Now we still have a little bit of a flow, so a lot of our bees are out and about foraging, but as soon as we get a hard rain, a lot of that nectar washes out of the plants. There's not much left. We've got to pay extra attention to these hives because they're going to get hit really hard with robbers trying to gain entry. Again, you've got right up here, this is not bees from this hive. Bees that are from this hive know exactly where to go. They know the front door is down there because they come out of it every morning. You can tell that, again, they got a little bit of robbing or a little bit of testing right there where they're wrestling. But as long as they can keep the front door guarded and no bees can gain entry on the rest of it, these bees will eventually give up later this afternoon and they'll fly back to their own hives. But every morning, sometimes after a hard rain, as soon as that forage is gone and the bees need something to eat, they'll come right back and test these in the afternoon. So just keep an eye on your bees, keep them healthy, keep them strong. If you do see an issue with robbing, if you can close it down, and then when you see no more robbers around, quickly do a hive inspection. Make sure that you still have a queen in there. Make sure they didn't kill her, and keep an eye on them. Keep them strong. The only other thing you got to worry about is small hive beetles. They also attack small hives. And if you see beetles, then there's different things that you can do to keep an eye on for those, get rid of those as well. If you have any questions, stop by. Take care of yourself. Thanks, everyone.